Good Christ. Nintendo drops Pokemon Generation 10 trailers. I hyperfixate and manage to write out quick impressions shorts for all three of the new starters. And then the minute I'm done doing that, fucking Riot Games have to go and drop a fucking trailer for the fucking Shyvana rework, which is a rework that I've been quite looking forward to seeing. Because Yes, Hermes, what? My window's closed and he can't go outside. He's upset. Okay. Ugh. So, having now let my cat outside, where he will be for about approximately 2 minutes before coming in here to meow at me again, let's have a look at the fucking Shyvana rework trailer, which does, like, I quickly looked at it on YouTube, and it seems to be fully animated, which is why I'm doing this reaction thing to it. It's really, I have to catch a flight at 8 in the morning tomorrow, which means I need to be up at, like, 4:30 in the morning. So all of this shit dropping all at once. The cool thing about having ADHD is that the stress gives me such hyper focus that I get the energy to finish absolutely everything I need to do, but it's not good for you, you know. Oh hey, Elder Dragon.
Fury. The only thing you gave me, Mother.
Wait, is that her? That wouldn't be Shyvana's mom, would it? It'd be very funny if her mom was the Elder Dragon. Anyway. Classic. We have 2D animated fire. Animated on... Well, animated on variable frame rates, but mostly animated on 2s and 3s. And it does look very good, I'll grant them. It's a very good-looking 2D animated fire.
Fury. The only thing you gave me, Mother. A fire that destroys.
Oh, this is Jarvan and Shyvana. Yeah. I guess this would be after they've killed her mom.
But courage?
I still can't get over the fucking dollar store Aragorn they've gone with for Jarvan. It's like, it's really... Also, what the hell is this jawline? Why are his lips so far down? And also, that's not a scruffy beard, man. That's not a scruffy beard. That's just a guy who's smudged... Like, that's a guy who can't grow a beard and who's smudging his face with, like, boot polish or something to, like, pretend he's got 5 o'clock stubble. Like, come on.
I found those on my own.
Okay, so the implication here being that the dragon is attacking Shyvana, is about to simply leave because she doesn't want anything to do with that. But the memory of Jarvan then pulls her back. Oh, come on, show the full transformation. Oh, there's Jarvan in with his spear. He didn't have that in the cinematic. Okay, that's a different outfit. That's a slightly different armor than the one he had in the Yunara cinematic. So this would probably be closer to what they imagine for a rework for him.
Your fire ends in ash.
Yes, Hermes, I'll let you out of my office again. Little man. he just wanted to come into my office and walk around for 5 minutes, and then he wanted to leave again. Yeah, no surprise Shyvana won that one.
But
Of course she
with
did.
my fire, I will forge something new.
The Mafia! Okay. I'm still curious about, like, is this... Are they still retaining the idea that Shyvana killed her mom to save Jarvan? Or are they not? Or is this supposed to be her mother coming for, like, a revenge match, and this is the moment when she kills her? It's not clear to me. Which annoys me a little bit. Because, Shyvana's relationship with her parentage is, like, that's what the script is about, right? Like, she's talking about how she resents the kind of fire that her mother brings, but she wants to forge things with her flames instead of, like, destroying things. I want to build something instead of destroying everything. I wish it was a little bit more clear whether this is just a random-ass dragon or whether this is actually her mom. I'm guessing it's her mom. That's the thing that makes sense to me. But they could be a bit more explicit about it. Especially because, like, it's about the emotional stakes of the fight, right? Like, it's... is this a random dragon that she's deciding to fight, or is this, like, she's fucking trying to kill her mom? Which is, like, that ought to be a bigger deal, right? I guess they wanted to leave it sort of vague for epic and poetic purposes, which, like, okay, fair enough, but... I do appreciate that Shyvana's eyes, and, like, watch them undo this in every single skin. It's like, but I like that Shyvana actually has, like, black sclera, like, dark, actual eyes. Once again, I have my quibbles with, why does she have natural mascara? Why is that the expression of it? It's so weird, this obsession that exists with giving female characters either makeup or features that look like makeup, because how can know if girl if no makeup? But I do like that she has, like, explicitly monstrous-looking eyes, right? Like, which is the Nami thing, where, like, yeah, Nami has explicitly monstrous, dark, black eyes, but her skins don't most of the time. So I'm just anticipating that that's going to happen to poor Shiv here as well, but they definitely could have made her a lot fucking beefier. Like, it really is a thing of a little bit of having your cake and eating it too. Shyvana has arms, right? Like, she has muscle. There's definitely muscle on her, right? She definitely looks like she hits the gym. But, like, compare with, like, Angela from Marvel Rivals, who I recently did a short on. It's like, it's not exactly, we're not exactly in muscle mommy territory here. Like, it's not exactly like this woman crushes rocks with her bare hands, right? That's not exactly what they're going for. She's still very, very close to the sort of skinny, athletic gym babe general kind of body type, but that is a little bit disappointing because Shyvana, of all characters, like, and it is a thing, like, it's sort of, it depends on how you cast the character, right? Like, you have a character who has this monster transformation, right? Like, they have their human form, as it were, and then they have their monster form. And, like, you can absolutely play with a contrast where the human form is a little bit spindly, looks a little bit weak, is maybe a little bit skinny and stuff like that, and then the monster form is absolutely fucking yoked to shit, right? You can absolutely do that, but that's not really what they're doing, right? Like, because Shyvana's human form is not designed to be a strong contrast with her dragon form. It is an expression of it. Like, they are two halves of a whole. Shyvana can never look fully human. Which, again, narratively, lore-wise, I like that aspect of this redesign, is that Shyvana cannot pass for a human, right? It's not, she cannot hide her horns. She has the goddamn tail, right? She has the claws. She has, like, the dragon spines that, like, tear rather painful looking out of her shoulder. She is explicitly and unhidably monstrous. Because that's that thing of, like, how much do you want to allow Shyvana to pass as human? Which ties into that context of Shyvana wants to fit into Demacia, but Demacia is inherently, or at least it used to be. Like, we don't really know what they're doing with Demacia. Like, they seem to sort of be going back on Demacia a little bit and casting them back into that. No. Demacia is the good hero kingdom, Gondor and stuff. Yeah, they're nice. Like, because they are sort of soft. They're sort of soft retconning the Mage Rebellion, basically, by having it not having happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. and there isn't that, they haven't expressed that as a major theme of the region. It really does feel like they're trying to just retcon the Mage Rebellion out of the story a little bit. After going really hard on it in especially the Mage Seeker video game, where it was very explicitly like, no, Demacia is doing like Dr. Mengele shit to mages. They're doing fucking Third Reich shit to the mages. Like they're being evil. They seem to be wanting to pull back on that a lot and present Demacia as like, no, it's the hero, good guys. Nice, look how they like the dragon lady. Shyvana has the Jarvan. It's cool. It's good. And I'm a little bit like, I don't really know where the hell they want to go with that exactly. But that's something that's important to Shyvana's story, right? That she is this person who feels banished from humanity, outside of humanity, who feels like she can't have a home with humans because they're always going to fear her. And she has, like, the only chance she's ever had at having a home, a community, people to live with, is Demacia, which is a country that has, like, this deep internal bigotry towards anything that is magical in nature, right? Like, even Yordles. Like, that's something, like, from the Mage Seeker video game. Like, they were torturing Yordles in Demacia. Like, it's just casual, like, Yordle, oh, they're magical, let's torture them for information. And if Demacia is no longer quite that dark, right? Like, if Demacia no longer has that dark underbelly, that changes the dynamic of Shyvana's story a lot within Demacia, right? Because at that point, if Demacia is the good hero kingdom full of people who are sort of a little suspicious, but, like, once Jarvan gives her the go-ahead, everyone's sort of like, yeah, Dragon Lady who helped us win, hooray, we fucking love you, we're cheering for you, whee! That's a very different story for Shyvana. That's a different emotional conflict for her. And that interacts differently with her character design, right? Like, that interacts differently with how she relates to her dragon form, right? Whether she relates to her dragon powers, her dragon form as like a curse or something, like something that she feels ashamed of, or something that she feels like she has to, like, push away or hide or try and, like, keep under, like, sharp control and, like, never go into her dragon form unless, like, she has permission, kind of thing. Or whether it's like, no, I live proudly as a half-dragon in Demacia, and they accept me with open arms, and that's why I'm loyal to the kingdom. It changes the valence of the story, right? And it should change the way that the character design expresses her narrative. Whether or not she's someone who's able to find community in Demacia, whether she has, like, an inherently antagonistic relationship with it, whether there's this tension of, should I hide my monstrous side more? Should I try to pass for more human? Should I cut off my horns in order to pass amongst human society? Or should I embrace my dragon nature? That doesn't really feel like what they're driving at here. Like, especially because the textual narrative of this short is Shyvana talking about, like, coming to terms with accepting her fire, and it's like, I will use my fire to build something great, right? It's more a thing of, like, I accept myself and I'll, like, forge my own identity as the thing that I am, which is a cool fucking badass dragon. So I don't know. Like, I really need to see more narrative from Shyvana and whatever the updated bio is going to be for her before I really know how I feel about this. I do feel, again, is that question of the tension, right? Because Shyvana's base design, let's see if we can find a good look at it somewhere. Right, she's mostly operating on, like, red, brown, and then she has, like, her pale purple skin, right? Like, red, brown, gold, fire colors, right? Which is very much, that is natively, that is inherently in contrast with the colors of Demacia, which are white and gold and blue, right? Where there's then the overlap in the gold and orange. Why does she have gold on her, by the way? That's one thing I will say. At this stage in her story, why does she have gold anything? Why does Shyvana have anything that's finely made and made with... Like, again, it's that question of narrative. Was Shyvana living in the wilderness all on her own up until this point, and this is, like, the first time she's made contact with humans? Because if she was living in the wilderness, where the fuck did she get that? Who made that for her? Like, where did she get this fine-looking leather outfit and, like, the belts and all that shit? Like, where did she get that? Once she lives in Demacia, and she's, like, under the patronage of Jarvan, it makes perfect sense that she has all of this. But where the fuck did she get it before she was, like, adjacent to Demacian royalty? Because, like, all of the shit she's wearing is pretty fucking expensive looking, honestly. Like, that shit ain't cheap. That's not easy to get a hold of. The answer for the purposes of this short animation is probably just, well, they didn't want to do another character model and a different character design for just this little flashback bit, so they just used her base design as it was. But again, that's a little cheap, right? Like, it's like, hang on, is she transitioning into a different state of being now that she's in Demacia? Has Demacia changed her? Is she wearing clothes that were made in Demacia for her by Demacian smiths and tradesfolks? Like, again, it's that thing about the narrative of character design, right? Like, because they do that here in the final version of the design, where she integrates a bunch of Demacian armor into her outfit, right? Like with the chest plate, with the slightly silly looking boot plates, and like she has this Demacian armor over her dragon spikes and shit like that. And it's like, okay, cool. Here we're doing that storytelling, right? That Shyvana is wearing the armor of a nation that contrasts with her a little bit, right? The base colors of Demacia are like white and blue, and Demacia and Shyvana is like red and brown primarily, like with orange, the gold sort of being the linking point between them. Okay, cool. Like, then this character design is doing that storytelling, that she has taken up the colors of Demacia, and she's forging those things together to make a new version of herself, right? And make a more inclusive Demacia, whatever it may be. But in order for that to land, you kind of have to have a state prior to that where it's clear that, no, she's not wearing fine shit. She's surviving on her own out in the wilderness. She's not part of a community. She's not part of Demacia. She doesn't have access to resources, which is what Demacia is offering her, right? Like, it's, yeah. It's character design considerations, right? Like, of how do you do the storytelling for the character? Because there is an opportunity there, right? Like, to show that Shyvana prior to living in Demacia was like wearing rags or like cheap shit, like wearing whatever she could bundle together or like raid off of a caravan that had been attacked by another dragon or fucking whatever, right? Like that. There are opportunities there to show a change in her circumstances. Which is a little frustrating that they didn't take, honestly. But again, it's like, it feels like something they're just not willing to do for the purposes of this cinematic, but it's character design, you know? Because I do like this. Again, could be a little chunkier, could be a little bit tougher, more muscular, could be a little bit more explicitly monstrous. She still has, like, the way her face is designed is her eye markings essentially act as eye makeup, and her dark lips essentially act as lipstick, right? Like, visually in her character design, and she has like these snatched cheekbones, and is like, she's monstrous, but she's not that monstrous, right? Like, she's monstrous, but she's still pretty. She's monstrous, but we can still make some nice gotcha skins for her where she's a total pretty girl with cleavage and shit, right? It's that thing of like, yeah, she's a monster, and oh, anyone would be scared to look at her, but it's like that, not too much. Like, we're not gonna commit to true scariness, right? Not quite as bad as with Kaisa, where I cannot get over that fucking the Kaisa comic where they introduce her and she's like, I'm a monster, people will never believe me, people will never trust me, and it's just like her perfect 10 out of 10 smoke show face and her sculpted ass in that skin-tight body, so it's like, no one would ever love me, no one would ever care for me, I'm a monster, I'm horrified. It's like, motherfucker, come the fuck on. Yeah, we're back to that. It's not that, right? Like, this is not a Kaisa situation. They're clearly doing monstrous things with her. She has the horns, she has the scales, she has the claws, she has, like, the shoulder spikes and shit. It's just, it does feel like they're pulling back a little bit at the last moment and going, well, we can't make her ugly, though. Like, she couldn't possibly be anything less than pretty in the face, right? She has to have a pretty face, right? We can put some big gnarly horns over it and give her some scales and shit, but makeup, lipstick, she has to have the nice eyebrows. She can't, again, if she's spent most of her life living in the wilderness or living away from society, sort of fighting on her own, on her wits, especially if she's been living a life constantly sort of running from her mother who wants to kill her or whatever. What if she had taken some damage from that? Like, what if there was some scarring? What if there was a broken nose that hadn't set quite right? What if there was, I don't know, fucking part of her lip had been torn off? Like what if the life that she had lived up until she came to Demacia had actually had an effect on her body, right? What if the life that she had lived was actually visible as a part of the storytelling of who the character is and why she's come to be the place that she is, right? And it does feel like they're pulling back from that a little bit and going, no, still pretty girl. Like, it's just not ugly. No, never. Never. We would never confront you with that. And the trouble is, again, it's this thing of like, but if you want to tell a story about how people look at her and they recoil, right? Like, they look at her and they instinctively, like, recoil from her. You can't have it both ways. You can't make her both repulsive and pretty at the same time. That's just not how that works, right? Like, the storytelling is either, holy shit, muscle mommy, dragon babe, step on me, or else it is, I feel like a monster in society, people will never accept me. And it's not, Shyvana's not the only character that does this. This happens over and over and over again. It's like, we have these characters like, I'm a monster, no one will ever love me. And it's like, they look absolutely fine, or they're played by an actor who's a fucking 10 out of 10 smoke show, who's had like 1 million plastic surgeries to be the hottest version of themselves. I remember there was an adaptation TV series on, like, I think it's the CW, of Beauty and the Beast, where it's like, yeah, I'm a beast, I'm horrible. And the way that they tried to express that he was like a horrible beast is he just had cool tattoos. Like, he just had cool tattoos all over his body and was like, oh, he's a monster. Ugh, who cares? Like, it's like it's the Phantom of the Opera thing, right? Like, in order for Phantom of the Opera to work, the Phantom has to be fucking ugly under the mask. Otherwise, it doesn't work, right? Like, if you take off the mask and he just looks fine, then it's like, the fuck were you wearing the mask for then? Like, how, like, and it is that thing of like that prioritization of beauty, that prioritization of pretty, that prioritization of physical perfection, right? Again, Shyvana looks like she goes to the gym a lot, right? Like, she has the fucking sculpted abs and shit. And it's like, if you look at the kinds of people who actually live on mountains, right? Like, who live on mountains and chop down wood for a living and fucking, like, they don't have that body type. They are buff and tough and strong as hell, but they are not, like, cut. They're not like, I'm going to the gym, I'm managing my macros, I'm optimizing my gains, right? Like, they're not doing that shit to carve themselves a perfect, like, six-pack or whatever. They just have a hell of a lot of muscle under usually a fairly healthy layer of body fat, because that's how the body builds itself when it's engaged in strenuous physical labor. Whereas this, again, it looks like something you'd get from going to the gym. It looks like body goals. It looks like fitness inspiration, right? Like, it looks like something someone would show off on Instagram. It doesn't look like a body that's forged by hardship, you know? And it's that question of storytelling. Like, what's the story that we are telling, right? Are we telling a story about a woman who spent a long time on her own, absent community, living through hardship, having to manage on her own, like, scraping by just barely without a friend in the world who would stand to look at her, right? Like, a place to call her home, who's gone through a lot of hardship and who has found a community, a place to be, a place to belong in Demacia that's beginning to, like, heal some part of her? Or is it, no, she was just kind of fucking totally cool. She had cool clothes and plenty of food and good macros for her CrossFit regimen. And she was kind of fine, actually. Everything was cool. She was totally cool. Demacia is just kind of convenient. It's like, oh, cool, I can have a cheap apartment here. Fair enough, I'll move in. Like, what's the storytelling? Is the storytelling one of going from hardship to community, or is it just she was fine and then she found another place where she was also mostly fine, right? That's the question. And again, I don't want to just be complaining. There's a lot here that I like. I like the integration of the armor. I like that her Demacian armor has some of the aesthetics of Demacian armor. Like, Demacian armor is often very sheer. It's very, like, lots of the gleaming flat knightly plates of like flat surfaces and things like that. And Shyvana is forcing a change in it, right? Like, they have to forge things differently to account for what her body looks like. I think that's cool. That her aesthetic, her dragon shape, is impacting the way that her armor is shaped by the Demacian smiths, right? Like, that she's making an aesthetic change to how Demacia is put together. I think that's very cool. I think that's the kind of storytelling that I'm interested in, that interests me about Shyvana and her relationship to Demacia. So I think that's pretty cool. I should probably, hang on. I should probably check on Universe if they have updated Shyvana's story yet. Doesn't look like it. Let me just I have to brave the horrors of Twitter to see if Spider Axe has posted anything about a new bio or... Nope. Okay, so they haven't released any additional information about Shyvana yet. Okay. Well, once I'm home from Berlin, I'll probably do a follow-up with whatever information they choose to actually release. Because that's where I'll be. If you're going to the Nathan Apollo concert in Berlin on the 1st of March, maybe you'll meet me there. Let's see. Outside of that... I mean, I will also say, this could have been so much fucking worse. Like, the Shyvana rework is something I have been fucking anxious about. I've been anxious about Riot fucking this shit up completely. I have been anxious about Riot completely beefing this shit, like, 100% completely. Right? I have been anxious about, because the influence of the gacha monetization system that they are slowly pivoting the whole game towards, which they are. Like, the game's monetization is pivoting towards the gacha system. And that pivot has aesthetic consequences. It has consequences for what the company considers valuable, and therefore what they will greenlight, and therefore what, like, when artists pitch stuff to the company for, like, could we put this skin into production? Could we put this design into production? The company is going to evaluate those based on, can we make that shit sell a $200 skin in the gacha system? Can we make people wail for this shit? That's gonna be, right, that is the calculus that has to exist there, and it is slowly beginning to warp the entire design sensibility of League of Legends. You can see it happening. So I was worried about Shyvana, that they were gonna fully fucking anime waifu her, that they were really gonna pull back from anything monsters, like that she wouldn't even have fucking sharp teeth, that she wouldn't even have, like, dragon bits on her. It would all just be costume, right? Like, in the way that if they were designing a dragon character for some fuck-ass, you know, gacha game, whatever, that it was like, I'm a dragon, teehee, and, like, the thing is, it's a regular anime girl, but she's just wearing some dragon-themed cosplay gear. I was worried about that. They haven't done that. Like, there have been some artists internally clearly pushing them towards, like, no, listen, like, let's let her be a little fucking monstrous. Let's let her be a little fucking scary. A little bit. Not as much as I would have liked, but a little bit. And the dragon form, too, I quite enjoy. We don't really get a great look at it in this cinematic, unfortunately. I guess here. I like that the dragon form does get to be beefy. Like, because at that point, she's full monster, and at that point, they just go, okay, fine, she can be a fucking brick shit house now. She can be really built, she can be tough, she can be powerful, she can have a monster face, she can, like, there's nothing, like, the monster fuckers will be pleased with this, but there's nothing, like, sort of mainstream, normal person fuckable about this dragon, right? This is not a dragon that's designed to be in horny fan art. It will be, but it's not the kind of thing that like Joe Regular looks at and goes, ooh. And I do appreciate that the monster form got to be an actual fucking monster. I'm a bit curious about, I guess we'll have to wait for the full reveal in-game. I'm curious whether, because again, this is Shyvana before she gets the Demacian armor, so I want to hope that once we're in-game with her dragon transformation has some element of Demacian armor still on it. Like some bits on her shoulders or whatever. Like little things that retain. I would like that. Like, not that would be sort of realistically, logistically possible, but it's a magic transformation. Who cares? I would like that to be there. Like, to sort of still be on her dragon form a little bit. But I do appreciate that this is a fucking dragon, right? Like, and it's a dragon that looks very similar to the dragons on Summoner's Rift, right? Like, it's a dragon-ass dragon. With, like, the main sort of humanoid elements being her hair, right? Like, this mane that she's got going on. And that's kind of it, right? Like, there isn't really anything else about her that's explicitly human. So I do appreciate that. I think they may have been a little enthusiastic about the colors in this short in general, though. Like, there's a lot of like the colors kind of go all over the place a little bit. But like we start with this like very cold blue, and then the dragon comes in, introduces the orange, and from then on the whole thing is orange tinted. But then we shift into the flashback, and then it's like all gray instead of being blue, which is like, oh, okay. So but then, and then here in the interior, we have like the cold blue of Demacia there, and then the bright blue of the flames there. But is that, I guess that's supposed to be symbolic of her making a choice between the two of them. But the thing that kind of doesn't work about that is that over here is leaving, which is like walking out the door, and over there is the window where the dragon is attacking through. And so the way they resolve it is by having her like stand up and like walk towards the blue, right? Like, which is over here, that's Demacia. But then when she walks out, she's not walking out into blue, she's walking out into gold, which is golden sunlight, which is a whole new color we're introducing. She's not walking into the fire, she's not walking into the blue of Demacia, she's walking into golden light, which, okay, I guess Demacia has gold on it then, but then when she actually gets out there, oh no, we're back to everything's red and flaming. And then once she beats the enemy, and we hear like, oh, now we should be in Demacia's colors, except no, we're back to the golden light, so the golden light is Demacia, except the golden light wasn't Demacia here, because it's nighttime, I guess. They just decided to make it nighttime because of whatever reason. And then here, it's not golden either, because it's all sort of gray and hazy. And like there is the golden light here behind the doorway. I don't know. It feels like the color storytelling is a little bit all over the place. And I think it's really the establishing shot that kind of bothers me. I don't know why they wanted this to happen at night. I guess because sunrise. They wanted the sunrise at the back so that when Shyvana defeats the enemy dragon, it's like with the dawn and the sun rises and then golden light. But then the golden light is Demacia. But why is the golden light Demacia, though? That's weird, because the golden light wasn't Demacia in here. In here, Demacia is blue. So it's that, yeah, I don't know. It feels like that could have been done a little bit cleaner. But, yeah, whatever. I may be nitpicking. I want a better look at that Jarvan, too. Because, like, certainly the narrative here looks like this is Shyvana's battle with her mother, as it was told in her original backstory. Because she finds Jarvan wounded in the woods, she brings him back to a bastion, her mother follows and attacks them both, they both collaborate with the garrison to take her down. The thing that wouldn't make sense about that is that Jarvan doesn't get his dragon armor until after they kill Shyvana's mother, because they made the dragon armor out of Shyvana's mother, I think, at one point. Did they retcon that at some point? That Jarvan's armor was no longer Shyvana's mom? Did they ever do that, or did they never get around to it? Because that would still be weird. It would still be weird that Jarvan has armor made of Shyvana's mom. So that would be armor made of some other dragon then, because it still has, like, the dragon spikes, right? Like, here on the shoulders. It still has a little bit of that dragon aspect. I guess it's supposed to be more of a Silverwing now, which would make more sense, given that Jarvan is being recast as, like, a Silverwing rider. But then why the spear, though? I'm curious. I'm curious what they're going to do with Jarvan. Because, like, his old armor was dragon armor. Like, that was very explicitly what it was. It was armor made out of a dragon. And he's a dragon fucker on top of it. Which, you know, that makes sense as a character storytelling point. But for a very long time, they've been sort of vacillating between giving him, like, a pure... Like, there is an old visual update for Jarvan, or at least a concept for it, that they have on the universe page, where he's wearing a much more standard Demacian set of armor, right? But here, they seem to be sort of trying to, okay, let's grab, like, the big, ridiculous shoulder pieces and the spear. Let's take that from his old design, and then try and Demaciify it a little bit. And, like, I don't know why, then, they would keep the dragon inspiration on his armor. That's a bit odd to me. I don't know where those spikes are coming from. Anyway, I'm rambling right now. I need to go and fucking pack my bags because I have to leave very early in the morning. And I guess I'll talk more about Shyvana at some later point when I have time. And when she's fully released and I can look at her actual in-game model and shit. Very nice 2D animation in this thing. Like the effects, the flame, the lava. My props to the artist behind this on those things because it is very good. It looks gorgeous. Yeah, I think that's it.